Hello, welcome to another unboxing crystal video. This is going to be part 6, and like my previous video, it's mostly consignment pieces. So when people have to, get rid of some of their crystals, such as if they're moving or they just don't have the space anymore, they have to downgrade to smaller, quantities of their collection, and ones that they just don't vibe with, I guess, anymore, what they do is, they donate to a shop, and you'll have live sales on Instagram, or I heard that they are on TikTok or something. I don't know about TikTok because I'm never on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account. But they also have them, sometimes I've seen them on YouTube. So yeah, it's just people donated their old crystals that they don't want, and you can get it for sale if you happen to attend one of these lives, which is what I did. However, this box does have a few newer items, but also mostly consignment. So let's just dive right in. First piece is from the consignment sale, and that is this pyrite specimen. And I have pyrite in my collection, but only in combination with other minerals, not just by itself. So I don't think I need to go over pyrite. It's, pretty common, and as you know, it's sometimes known as fool's gold. So yeah, that is this. Next piece is also from that consignment sale. That is this white halite specimen. It's about the same size as my pink halite specimen, so it will look nicely displayed together. Halite is a natural sodium chloride, and it occurs as evaporite deposits in saline lakes. So you have to be careful about cleaning it because it will dissolve if it's in water, left in water too long. Alright, then my next piece is pink petal agate with clear and pink druzy. This is actually a new piece I decided to purchase, even though I do already have pink petal agate in the form of this sphere, but I just really liked the pattern on this, so I decided to just purchase it. Moving on to this piece, which is another small tower, but this one is tree agate, which is very similar to moss agate. The only difference is that tree agate is a lot less chalcedony to it. And this actually was a free giveaway I won from the consignment live sale. So that's pretty awesome because I actually don't have any tree agate. So there we go. Now I do. So this next piece is one that was not consignment. It was new, and that's this golden apatite with quartz growth and hematite growth inclusion specimen. Unfortunately, this broke while in transit, but I did reach out to the shop and they gave me a full refund on this. I'll also mention that this is the first time I had something break from this place, and they really do go crazy with the bubble wrap. So I think this just was a freak accident. Now, as you can see, this piece is back to being whole. That's because I have a small lapidary shop in my home. And I have the supplies needed to reconstitute broken crystals and minerals. So, when you have something that you hear is reconstituted, if someone says that, like a shop or whatever, what that means, it's been fixed up in some way, shape, or form. And just to be clear, I'd be very skeptical of purchasing pieces that state that they're reconstituted, because it could be a lot of fixing up that they do. So unless you have shopped with, this retailer before and really trust them, I'd be very skeptical. And they should tell you exactly what's been fixed or quote unquote reconstituted, like exactly, so you know what you're getting, because it could even be mostly resin than crystal if it's reconstituted. So just be aware. And obviously once reconstituted, it also depreciates in value. So it just depends on how much reconstituted material is in the piece. So yeah, kind of sucks that this broke because this quality of apatite is really high. It's gem quality. However, I didn't have to do much to fix the piece. So much so that you won't be able to even really tell with the naked eye, and it's still beautiful displayed on my shelf, so still happy to have it. Plus, I guess I guess it was free because yeah, they did give me a full refund. So, yeah. All right, moving on to this piece that is lapis lazuli, small tower, which did come from the consignment sale, and lapis lazuli is made up of howin, which is this main blue mineral component, as well as pyrite and calcite. So it's a mixture. And the name stems from the previous idea that the blue mineral was lazurite, until more advanced technologies and testing determined that virtually all lapis lazuli contains no lazurite whatsoever, leading to the realization that real lazurite is actually quite ultra rare. But yeah, it's still beautiful nonetheless. I love this piece because of the amount of pyrite in it, and I really got a good deal on it. I mean, I won't say exactly how much I spend, but yeah, really good deal, because usually lapis lazuli is quite pricey. All right, next piece is again from the consignment sale, and it is this mahogany obsidian specimen. I've talked about obsidian before, and how I don't trust just regular obsidian because there is no way to detect whether or not if it was natural or man-made. However, what they can't recreate is obsidian with inclusions, which includes mahogany obsidian, where inclusions create this mahogany coloring alongside splashes of black splotches. So, yeah. Moving on to a piece that was not a consignment piece, but new. That is this orange dogtooth calcite, small tower, dogtooth being this structure that essentially looks like dog teeth. And so what they've done is left the raw points on one side to showcase how interesting this formation of calcite really is. And I do think it's pretty cool. I love the raw aspect of the points here. And moving along here, I have this phosphosiderite small cut base that I purchased from that consignment sale. It's very brittle and soft and usually comes in this pastel, pale purplish color with light yellow veining, usually on the surface, as you can see here. This piece was left raw, as in it wasn't polished, just cut. This grade is fairly standard, but you can find higher grade specimens where you can see crystal formations and can range from being opaque, like this piece here again, to transparent, which obviously is a higher grade. However, I still really love this opaque variation. It's just really pretty. So this next piece is actually going to be the last piece that I bought from that consignment sale. The next two pieces I unwrapped, I actually bought new. So yeah, last piece that was consignment is actinolite. It's an actinolite specimen, which is definitely obscure, and you won't really see much of this crystal out in the market for sale because well-defined crystals of actinolite is super rare. Usually you'll find actinolite mixed with other minerals and rocks and stuff. That's usually more common, but they're not as nice looking. And then there's crystals that are very thin, and they're so thin they resemble fibers similar to asbestos and are just as dangerous as asbestos. So yeah, inhaling that, you'll get serious, complications with your lungs. People usually don't have specimens of actinolite in this formation because of the dangers it comes with. Yeah, but this one fortunately does not have those thin fibers, which is why it's unusual that I saw it at the consignment sale. Yeah, because this is well-defined crystals in which you can actually clearly see their structure, and they're not fibrous or fibrous, right? not like little hairs. So yeah, just very interesting because it's something you don't see very often at all. Which is, why I decided to purchase this because I like obscure things in my collection. So yeah, like I said, these last two pieces I had bought new, not with the consignment sale, but new. And the first of the two is officially my biggest tower to date, and that's this Sodalite Jumbo Tower. Sodalite is named after its sodium content and is classed as part of the feldspatoid family. It comes in blue with white veins and patches of varying amounts of gray, yellow, green, pink, and black. It also boasts very strong UV reaction, turning it into a very vibrant neon orange. Now, it's not uncommon to find sodalite out there on the market. However, you will be hard pressed to find it with such a deep, deep blue like this one, and without as much patchwork of the white veins and inclusions of the pink and green and black and all that. This piece is very high quality. You can tell just the coloring is beautiful. It's so gorgeous, and it is mostly blue. It doesn't have all that extra other stuff, so definitely much harder to find this sort of quality of sodalite out there. That's why I got the jumbo one when I saw it. We are now at the very end with my very last crystal of this unboxing, that piece being this celestite specimen. Celestite comes in a pale bluish gray coloring. This particular piece is quite saturated actually. Normally it's much lighter, and actually if I put this piece, say on a windowsill, it will quickly start to fade into a lighter color due to the sunlight having a chemical reaction within the crystal. But I definitely won't be doing so because I obviously want to keep this fabulous color, which is much more hard to come by. You even get some rainbowing effect, if you can see it here, which again rarely occurs with celestite. So also you're going to want to be extra careful when handling it because it's really fragile and it can easily crumble and break, so you do want to be careful when you're handling. Yeah, but just gorgeous, gorgeous coloring, just like the sodalite. Sodalite was very deep, and this, for celestite, this is a very, very deep color. So yeah, love it, love it. And yeah, that concludes my unboxing crystal video from True North Crystals, which again, I will be putting the link to their shop in the description below. So in case you want to go check them out, great shop, great customer service. And I have some more videos coming too, so be on the lookout for that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.